Okay, so as I said, guys, welcome along to our expert in the house for tonight. If you have any technical connection issues, please just try and log back in using the same link you logged in the first place. So before I get started, I just need to make a disclaimer that ASEA and RENU 28 are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. They simply empower the body to heal naturally, the way it was meant to. If there is a cell involved, you must know that ASEA really can help. We're about to talk about the greatest scientific breakthrough of our lifetime, and I know that is a very, very big statement, but I really believe that to be true with what I've seen this product do for myself and the people around me and many other people around the world. And we're about to learn about something called Redox Signaling molecules. Your reason for being here could be one of many. You may have a health challenge yourself or know someone who has a health challenge or a pet with a health challenge. This product really does a lot for all sorts of things. My reason for being with ASEA is varied, but this is the main one. I had treatment for a cellular issue that had spread to my lymph nodes at age 39. Now, this is a long time ago, and that's not what this is about. I'm actually 57 now, but I was told at that point back then that the skin condition that I had had for years, that I'd had a lot of things cut out of me, would get a lot worse due to my immune system being so damaged by my treatment. And they did. As you can see with all the previous scars on my forehead, and then once my nose healed, I went on to have even more cut out of my forehead. And at this point, the doctor actually had trouble stitching me up and said he would need to try other treatments, which he did. So this was the first one he started on after the knife. And I had this treatment 3 times and they didn't work as the issues just kept coming. So this one, this was the last treatment I had, which was a different product before I was introduced to ASEA'S RENU 28 gel. So I put this picture on Facebook, was contacted by a friend who shared ASEA with me, and I will be eternally grateful for that. I have now been free of this issue for several years and have gone on to share this incredible technology with many, many people, and will continue to do so. I just want to share my personal health journey with you, just so at the end you can understand how much ASEA has actually changed my life. I've had a lifelong problem with foods, animals and grasses. At age 16, I had a ruptured appendix and a massive systemic infection, which meant I was in hospital for quite a long time. I'm on an antibiotic drip, which obviously wasn't very good for me back then. I had my right ovarian tube removed at age 16 because they were rotten. Between the ages of 16 and 25, I had multiple operations on my bowel, my bladder, and the ovary that I had left. At age 25, I had a complete hysterectomy. I lived on hormone replacement from the age of 25 because I had no ovaries at all. I've needed medication to sleep for many years. I had high cholesterol in my early 30s and was taking statins. I have an issue with thinning bones. Most of you know what that would be. I also have some glandular issues. In my late 30s, I developed high sugar levels, and then, of course, the abnormal cells in my breast, which had spread to the lymph nodes. A lot of chronic back discomfort, serious fatigue issues, aching, inflamed joints, and abnormal liver enzymes for many years, which were simply unexplained. So, every illness starts with a cell that has not been repaired. We live and die at the cellular level. Our bodies are made of systems, our systems are made of organs, our organs are made of tissues, our tissues are made of cells, and our cells make something called redox signaling molecules. These things protect healthy cells and detect, repair, and replace damaged cells. When our cells are healthy, we are healthy. So redox signaling molecules are made in every single cell in our body every second of every day. They are absolutely essential to life, and they're involved in every major body system and function that we have. Our bodies know how to heal themselves. They just need the material and the labour to do it. Redox molecules are the labour, and the food you eat and the supplements you take are the materials needed. We have 50 to 100 trillion cells in our bodies, and our cells are constantly being repaired or replaced every second of every day. Most processes in our body take place in salt water. A large amount of the human body weight is actually salt water. Our cells make redox signaling molecules from this salt water, and that's how ASEA make them as well. This is the reason a doctor will use a saline solution in an IV drip if you are dehydrated or you need intravenous medication when you're in hospital. So redox molecules are made in our cells all the time. And our cells are little bags of salt water, and they contain things called mitochondria. Mitochondria are the things that are responsible for producing our energy, but they are also responsible for producing redox signaling molecules. And there are two types of redox molecules, and we need a balanced set of them. So one is reductants, and they protect the cells by activating antioxidants. And the second type is oxidants, and they detect, repair, and replace damaged cells using the immune system. So our bodies need to stay in balance, and when they are not, we get sick. So there are two types of stresses that cause a lot of illness, and one is inflammatory stress and one is oxidative stress. And most people sit on one side of this fence or the other, and some people can cross over, but you will find that most people sit mostly on one side of the fence. And with all of the issues that I talked about at the start of this presentation, you will see in a minute exactly where I sit and what my issue actually was, which is why I go through all of those things. So a failure of your immune system to activate antioxidants is called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress causes things like hypertension, heart disease, Alzheimer's, macular degeneration, osteoarthritis, stroke, obesity, and type 2 diabetes. And on the other side of the fence, we have the failure of your immune system to detect, repair, and replace damaged cells. This is called inflammatory stress. And inflammatory stress causes issues like asthma, allergies, bowel issues, thyroid issues, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune disorders, cancer, and skin issues. So, as I said, you can see I sit firmly on the side of inflammatory stress. And my inflammatory stress has very, very much been dealt with by taking ASEA. So the very first signaling molecule was discovered in 1998. These three gentlemen received a Nobel Prize for their work, and there have been a lot of Nobel Prizes awarded to new finds in cells over the last 10 years as well. So redox biochemistry is one of the fastest growing areas of science in the world today. There are thousands and thousands of studies on redox molecules and redox signaling already published in peer-reviewed and scientific and medical journals, and there are well over 1,200 books already written on redox biochemistry that have been published. So our breakthrough came, our ASEA redox breakthrough came after nearly 2 decades of research and millions of dollars that was spent. A team of scientists led by an atomic medical physicist called Dr. Gary Samuelson achieved what was thought to be impossible. They stabilized redox signaling molecules outside of the body so we can supplement with them. That is an absolutely huge feat and a bigger breakthrough than antibiotics. It's 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. It's cutting edge technology. It's a new category of science. Your doctor may not know about it. It's not taught in medical schools. Less than 1% of the population even know about this yet, and it was truly once thought to be impossible. So let's have a look at how ASEA actually makes ASEA. They go through a 3-step process. And the first one is they start with pristine salt water, just like the salt water we find in our cells. Step 2 is the salt water is broken down into free-floating atoms using a complex electrochemical process. And then step 3 is our atoms are restructured and stabilized into redox signaling molecules. Exactly the same structure as they are in our body, where our body makes them ourselves, made in exactly the same way. So let's talk about what ASEA redox is not, because a lot of people say, oh, is it like? And the answer to that truly is, it is not like anything you will have ever heard of before or seen before, unless somebody has talked to you actually about ASEA. It is definitely not a vitamin, a mineral, an antioxidant, an exotic juice, an alkaline water of any type, and it is absolutely not a medication. ASEA Redox is simply a cell signaling supplement. It improves cell communication inside cells and between cells. It activates our own body's natural antioxidants, and it improves gene signaling in genetic pathways. It simply helps your body to heal itself. Your body is the most complex communication network. And put simply, it's like having a house on fire, having a great strong cell signal to call in the fire brigade. Fire brigade knows the address. It can come in and put the fire out. What happens if you don't have a strong cell signal, or in fact you don't have a phone at all? The house burns down. The fire brigade doesn't make it. This is what's going on in our bodies today, and we have something that's missing. And the missing link is actually redox molecules. And ASEA Redox is the only supplement in the world to provide cell signaling to help your body heal itself like it was meant to do. Just imagine your body is a house being built. What do you need? You need materials, you need bricks, you need tiles, wood, cement, windows, doors, all of these things. And of course you can have all of these things, but what happens if you don't have the labour? You really need the labour to use all of these things. And for the labour to work, we have to have the brickie, the tiler, the carpenter, the concreter, the plumber, etc., etc., etc. They have to go together, materials and labour. Redox molecules are the labour in our body, and they are very important to our health. Same thing with our bodies. The materials are the food and the supplements that we take. So proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and in some cases medication. The labour is completely directed by redox signaling molecules. So if you don't have a balanced set of redox molecules, or you do just not have enough redox molecules, then you don't have enough labour to use what you are eating or taking. So you can have the most healthiest diet and you can be taking the best supplements in the world, but if your redox molecules are not balanced or you don't have enough, then these things are not being used. And that is why a lot of people are unwell and just cannot get well, no matter how good they look after themselves or what they do. So why are you hearing about this from me? Let's just talk about the company for a minute so we can understand why. The story of ASEA. These two gentlemen, Vertus Norton and Tyler Norton, are lovely men. I just spent some time with them in Dallas over the last few weeks, last few days, as some of you on this call probably have as well. They are the most amazing family. They're wealthy people in their own right. They're very good businessmen. And to cut a very long story short, they actually bought a struggling biotech company that had the technology to make redox molecules, but they had not stabilized them for use outside of the body. So these guys bought the company. Then they went on and employed a medical atomic physicist called Dr. Gary Samuelson, who continued to work on stabilizing the molecules so that we could supplement with it outside of the body. And they did manage to do that. Their intention all along was to sell it to a pharmaceutical company. They're businessmen. They weren't interested in doing anything like they're doing now. But when they started to share this product with their family and their friends and their neighbours, they really did find out what the product was capable of. And even though a pharmaceutical company came along and offered them astronomical wealth, generational wealth for the technology, they insisted that they had to have every bottle back and they weren't allowed to make any more and that nobody would be able to have it. And thank goodness these wonderful, wonderful people decided not to sell it to a pharmaceutical company, and they had to then figure out how else to get it to the world. And given that the product is made from salt and water, the only way this can be given to the world at the moment is by word of mouth and being explained to people so they know what it is. This company is very successful. They've been profitable since the end of their first year. They own their own manufacturing facility. They have many distribution centres and they're now shipping to over 30 countries and they have year-on-year growth. The company is amazing to be part of and they truly are just like a big family and they really do put people above anything else. They have changed many, many lives, including mine and the people around me. So I've just spent a little bit of time telling you that we actually make redox molecules in our own body and how we make redox molecules. So you might be wondering why you need to supplement with them. Well, let's have a look at why. Redox signaling declines with age. When you're a baby, you're born with lots of redox molecules. Your cells have a lot of mitochondria. They're making lots of redox molecules. Babies break bones, babies hurt themselves, babies cut themselves. They don't run out of energy. They heal really, really fast whenever they do any of these things. But they start to decrease at puberty. And after that, we lose about 10% per decade. So by the time you're 70, you really don't have many redox molecules left, or you're not making a lot of redox molecules, which is why our age-related issues start. The skin starts to fail, you know, the more and more wrinkles. If elderly people break their bones, they don't heal. You know, they actually don't heal. Some of them, just breaking a bone is actually the end of them because they just can't get better. And that's actually happened to somebody in my family. So they decline with age. And that's a normal part of aging, and that is supposed to happen. It is actually the reason we age, because our redox signaling molecules decline with age. But we're not meant to live forever, are we? We are not. There's not enough room in the world for the ones we've got now. Anyway, this is what's happening these days, sadly. We are starting to look like this inside and out a lot younger. You know, there are medical conditions now that children have that children never used to have before, and you know, we really should be healthier, and we're not. And the reason for that is our lives today. Not just our lives today, but yes, the stress we're under, the environmental factors in the world, and also the food we eat. And I don't just mean the junk food, and of course we're all guilty of that at some point, but also have a look at the boxes in your cupboard and read the numbers on the backs of the cupboards, the numbers and letters. Sometimes it's hard to find something that even resembles a food in our cupboard. And today, even the groceries, the fresh food that's on the shelves in the grocery store often took a long time to get to your plate. So this is really slowing down the healing process. The cellular healing process is becoming slow and sluggish over time. So why aren't we getting better? Like I just said, really, today, do you think we shouldn't be actually getting better? And obviously, we are not. And the reason is pharmaceutical drugs generally treat symptoms. Balanced redox molecules help your body deal with the root cause of the issue. ASEA did a genetic study. If you're wondering about the proof in all of this, because it always sounds too good to be true, and trust me, I thought it was too good to be true as well, but I know now it is not. ASEA did a genetic study last year, or they didn't. This laboratory called Tourette Laboratories actually did a study on ASEA. We all knew that ASEA was capable of so many things, but we really still didn't, even scientists and the doctors involved really didn't understand exactly why ASEA was doing what it was doing for people until they did this genetic research. So this was a double-blind placebo-controlled study done by this laboratory, and the findings were truly amazing. So ASEA has been scientifically proven to increase the signaling in 5 really important genetic pathways in our body. And the signaling actually increased by 20 to 31%. Now that is not a small amount. And in the areas that the signaling increased was the immune system, inflammatory response, cardiovascular health, digestive health, and hormone modulation. So it activates the immune system, it reduces inflammation, it improves vascular health maintenance and elasticity, reducing heart disease. It increases enzyme production and improves gut health. It activates hormone pathways. It just does so much. So this is actually the study. So the placebo was the saline solution that ASEA is made from. And the blue line is what happened to the gene signaling to the people who were actually taking ASEA over this 8-week study. So as you can see, the people taking the placebo had absolutely no change in their genetic signaling, while the people on ASEA had increased gene signaling over that 8-week period. Truly an amazing result, and explained an awful lot to a lot of people about how ASEA is working in our bodies. So this is one of my favourite slides. One of the 5 genes were the EGR1, and EGR1 actually influences 15 additional genetic pathways in our body. And these are all the pathways it affects. But the ones that I've seen in me and other people that I know more about are serotonin receptor. Serotonin is a feel-good hormone. Helps with anxiety, helps with addiction. Circadian rhythm helps with sleep, obviously. Explains why I don't need to take sleeping pills anymore at all, and I sleep like a baby. That didn't happen overnight. It actually took 8 months to start working on me, but I had had a sleep issue for a very, very long time, and I was taking sleeping pills for a very long time. Thyroid stimulating hormone, again, increases the stimulation to the thyroid. So people with underactive thyroid obviously can get help. I do not take my thyroid medication anymore. My doctor actually took me off it because everything was working perfectly. Insulin signaling. Again, my sugar levels have returned to normal after a very long time and are staying stable. And my cholesterol has also come down 3 tests in a row. So that's pretty impressive as well. And I have done nothing other than take ASEA. This is the biggie though. The NRF2 pathway, all to do with antioxidant health. Oxidative stress is the #1 health risk factor for all of us today. And the NRF2 pathway is absolutely critical for the production and activation of your own master antioxidants that your body actually makes, glutathione and superoxide dismutase. And ASEA REDOX studies have showed that it is a 500 to 800% increase in the production and activation of glutathione when you take ASEA. So ASEA's redox impact on antioxidant health truly is nothing short of staggering. Now, of course, if you don't need an increase in your glutathione, your body is not going to just do that. The body actually modulates itself. So if it doesn't need it, it's not going to do it. It will only increase it if you really need it. So ASEA Redox supplement is scientifically proven to regulate serotonin, fabulous for anxiety and all things like that. Reduce anxiety, regulate a healthy sleep cycle, reduce inflammation, signal healthy insulin production, so important today, the way diabetes is on the rise. Support thyroid function, and many, many people today have a thyroid issue. Regulates hormone reception, fabulous for the women's monthly issues. It lowers LDL cholesterol, and LDL cholesterol is the bad cholesterol. It improves enzyme production and gut health, and we all know today that our gut is the second brain, and a lot of our health issues can come from there. It increases the production and efficiency of antioxidants, which we've already discussed. It actually mobilizes free-flowing fatty acids from fat cells to increase endurance, which is why athletes love this product. Just a quick explanation of that. When you have fatty acids in your bloodstream, your body will actually use them first for energy rather than using up your glucose stores. So ASEA has been proven to mobilize free-flowing fatty acids from the fat cells in your abdomen and release it into the bloodstream. This is a good thing. It's not a cholesterol issue or anything like that. It's free-flowing fatty acids, and your body actually uses it for energy, which is why, when you take ASEA, one of the things it does quite quickly is increase your energy levels. And of course, again, as I said, it's very, very important for athletes, and athletes love this product, and that is just one of the reasons that they do. There are many others. It increases metabolism over 4 weeks. It decreases our disease risk factors by reducing oxidative stress. It maintains vascular health and arterial elasticity, really important. Heart disease is the main killer today. And it has zero toxicity, no matter how much is taken. And it's proved to be 100% safe for people of all ages. So what are the experts saying? This is Anne-Louise Gittleman. She is the First Lady of Nutrition in America, has written many books on nutrition. And she says, ASEA, in my humble estimation, is the greatest advance in lifestyle medicine which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. I love that statement, which harnesses the power of your own body to keep you well. And this is exactly what ASEA does. And of course, this is the lovely Dr. Gary Samuelson. He is a medical atomic physicist. He's the guy that stabilised these molecules for us to be able to supplement with. And he says this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health we have ever seen. And I can certainly, as I said, vouch for that. I've seen it do it many times already. ASEA is scientifically validated by Bioagilitics Laboratory. They certify that there are redox molecules in ASEA and in our gel, which is called RENU 28. This is a large company. It provides services and research to a lot of the big pharmaceutical and biotech companies in America, and they would not be able to say that our products contained active redox molecules if it did not. ASEA is the only place in the world where you can get these two exclusive products. ASEA Redox supplement, which is cellular health from the inside out, and of course our lovely RENU 28 gel. It's a full body revitalising gel, which is cellular health from the outside in. They are 100% safe, they are totally non-toxic, and they're not natural, they're actually native to the body because our body actually makes redox molecules. So let's have a talk about RENU 28 for a minute. So RENU 28 is the most advanced anti-aging skin therapy ever brought to the market, and it truly is that. It is simple, safe, proven, affordable, and extremely effective. It's cellular health from the outside in. So these are the products that's just a small range in the skincare, but they are truly amazing products. So these two actually contain redox signaling molecules. So the RENU 28, as I said, is a full body revitalising gel. And the blue one is the RENU Advanced Intensive Redox Serum. Simply, it just has more redox molecules in it than the RENU 28. And it's used for targeting things like fine lines and issues that you would like to see disappear. Then we also have a beautiful foamy cleanser, very, very gentle, beautiful product. And then we have the ultra replenishing moisturiser as well. ASEA brought these out because some people thought that the gel would make their skin feel a bit dry. That is just the gel working. You can apply moisturiser straight over the top of this. Just put the RENU 28 on first, and then once it is dry, then apply whatever you would like over the top. It doesn't have to be this product. It can be any moisturiser you like. You just need to make sure that RENU 28 is applied to nice clean skin, and it's the first thing that you apply, and then you can apply your moisturiser and makeup afterwards. Please be aware that you can have some healing challenges with RENU 28, and I'd just like to mention this so that when it happens, if it happens, and it happens rarely, but if it happens, you know what it is. Sometimes RENU 28 can actually make your skin dry and flaky, and it can also make things worse that are there, or looks like it's making it worse. If you have a rash, it might get a little bit redder than it was, a little bit more aggravated. That is simply RENU 28 working on the damaged cells. Trust me, if you continue to use it, it will heal. So RENU 28 is validated by science by these two companies down the bottom. Dermatest has given it a 5-star rating, was clinically tested, and also Stevens and Associates. And what they are saying about RENU 28 is over 28 days, it will decrease wrinkle depth by 23%, 23% increase in skin smoothness, 20% improvement in elasticity, a visible reduction in redness and irritation, a 16% faster skin cell renewal, and a 50% increase in skin blood flow. Those last two are really important. Imagine having your skin cells renew 16% faster. Imagine how much better your skin is going to look over time and how much younger you're going to look compared to people of the same age that aren't using this product. That is very incredible. But the 50% increase in skin blood flow is really, really important. It's the reason that RENU 28 can be used for a lot of other things as well. So many people report benefits from applying RENU 28 to areas of joint or muscle discomfort. The way to do this is rate the discomfort before you start. Then apply this gel 3 times in 5 minutes. Just let it dry in between. Make sure it's 3 times in about 5 minutes. And then in another few minutes, then rate your discomfort again. Over 95% of people who do this claim they have quite a substantial change in how they are feeling. So it truly does work. The things I personally have used RENU 28 for have been with great success, have been burns, headaches, itching, bites, restless legs, cramps, cuts and rashes. So here are some before and after photos of RENU 28, and these are all in 28 days. And as I said, it is an all-over body gel, which is why this is on the arms and behind the knees, under the arms, and on the soles of the feet. This is a lady that has an issue with blood flow to the tips of her fingers, and you can see on the second picture that the fingers are slightly blue on the ends rather than white. This is the blood flow returning to the ends of the fingers. This gentleman used RENU 28 on half his face for 28 days. You can actually see the difference quite remarkably, and I wouldn't suggest that anybody actually do this. Fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes and anywhere else, other issues, redness, irritation. Elderly people's hands, you know how they bruise really easily, or their skin just has got no elasticity and it tears like wet paper. Really does help to fix that issue. Age spots, dark spots can be faded. It definitely helps vascular issues. Obviously, it's great for men as well as women. Wonderful for stretch marks, as you can see in this picture, and then also in this one, from the first picture up here to the last one down here, you can definitely see how much those lines have faded. This is Rosie. She comes from Texas. She was 84 years old in this first picture. This was 7 weeks after she started. And down here, she's 87 years old. And you can actually see that she looks like she is getting younger. Another issue that RENU 28 is very good for handling. Dermatest also did a 12-week clinical study on RENU 28 with cellulite. And the results were amazing. There was nearly a 16% improvement in the appearance of cellulite. These are some more photos of before and afters. This one is amazing. The power of longer term use with RENU 28. Your skin cells are renewing themselves every 28 days. If you have a deep issue, it's not going to happen in 28 days. But look what's happened over time, how deep these were in the issues here. Look, this is 2 months. There's already quite a large difference. And then almost 5 months later, that is an amazing difference. And that is the power of using this gel over a longer period of time. So burns, fabulous for burns and scarring. Another burn victim from a boiling hot cup of tea down the leg. Now, this doesn't happen for everybody, and I'm sure everybody wishes it would, but it does help some hair grow back, and I guess it really, really does depend why you lost the hair in the first place and the health of your scalp and the hair follicles and all that sort of stuff. But it definitely has helped some gentlemen's hair grow back. Again, imagine having this happen. Teenagers have this problem all the time, and to have it heal up like that is truly going to improve their self-worth and confidence. And of course, with RENU 28, seeing is believing, because you can see the difference in the results. Scars fading, lines going, less bags under the chin, all sorts of things. Just an incredible product. But imagine what it can do on the inside if it can do all of that on the outside. Now you're about to hear a couple of amazing stories. And they're not stories, they're actually real. So meet my friend Derrick. This is Derrick before ASEA. Derrick was diagnosed with abnormal cells in his bladder, which had spread to his prostate. He was given only one choice by his doctors: to remove the organs. Derrick took a bottle of ASEA a day for 6 months and went under the care of a naturopath called Dr. Wayne Pickstone from Noosa, who actually knows a lot about redox molecules. And basically, after 6 months, he is now free of his issue and he still has his organs. And his family always tell people there actually is another choice. And this is what Derrick looks like today. Obviously, you can see the difference in how he looks. And he is very, very happy with his results from ASEA, and as I said, so is his family. And another friend of mine, Dan Doyle, this was Dan before ASEA, going through treatment for his issue. He had serious illness, and after all his treatment was told he had no hope of recovery. He was introduced to ASEA, and after 12 months, he was completely free of his health challenge. And this is what Dan looks like today. And to this day, he is still very well and healthy. So I talked about athletes before. So an ASEA Redox supplement has a significant impact for athletes for all sorts of different reasons. It increases their endurance because it spares their muscle glycogen and their glucose and all the things I talked about before by supplying more free-flowing fatty acids for them to use as energy, which is why they have more endurance. It increases their strength because they can continue to go back and train longer and harder and go further. They have a much better recovery because they have less lactic acid buildup in their muscles. If you've ever felt sore muscles because you have overused your muscles, that is lactic acid buildup in the muscle tissue. So using RENU 28 and ASEA actually do stop the lactic acid buildup, so they don't have sore muscles, so they can go back and train more regularly, which of course increases their strength. Also, of course, because this is a cellular thing, it actually helps to repair any damage they do to their muscles and their tendons, their tissues. You know, athletes really do wear their body down just with their training, let alone actually doing their sports. And these products really help them repair much faster than they can repair on their own. Of course, it helps with their mental stamina because the supplement helps a lot with mental clarity because of what it does with the serotonin. And it also increases their VO2 max, which allows them to go further as well because it increases the volume of oxygen in their blood. And they need that when they're doing whatever it is they do. So ASEA has helped my body repair itself and reduce my need for medication in many, many ways. I have no more inflammation in my joints. I don't take any medication for that anymore. I don't take sleeping pills anymore. My cholesterol has been lowered. I have healthy sugar levels for the first time in many years. The doctor took me off my thyroid medication. I do not have fatigue anymore, and I had a very serious issue with that. I absolutely have increased energy and endurance, and I actually have normal liver enzymes now for the first time in many, many, many years, and the only thing I have done is to take ASEA. Introducing ASEA Via. This is a new product line, absolutely amazing. I'm not going to talk about it now because it's not available in Australia till October sometime, but you will be hearing a lot more about these products, and they are truly incredible. So let's answer some questions that you may have. ASEA is gluten-free, it's vegan, it's non-GMO, it contains absolutely no harsh ingredients, it's totally non-toxic. Any unused molecules just revert back to salt water in the system, and it's absolutely better than natural. It's native to the body, which means when you take ASEA, the body doesn't have to figure out what to do with it. It knows what to do with it. It's like a breath of fresh air for your body because all of us do not have enough of these things right now. It can't hurt you no matter how much you take. You may have a detox reaction, and of course always remember that if you're detoxing, it's actually a good sign. Literally, you can have all sorts of detox symptoms. Most people have none, by the way, so don't be afraid that you're going to have one. Most people don't have one, but if you do, it is a good sign. It means that the ASEA is actually working on something serious and trying to, get it out of your body. And literally, you have to drink a lot of water when you take ASEA, so always increase your water intake. Very important, which helps flush out toxins and whatever else is trying to get out. If the detox is making you unwell and you can't go to work or whatever, just cut back on the dose of ASEA, cut back to a smaller amount, and then just slowly build up again and try and get through it that way. But it is always a good sign if you're having a detox. It can also increase your cell's uptake of medication. A lot of people get to reduce their medications or get off their medications altogether while taking ASEA. And of course, only with your doctor's permission. We would never suggest that you just stop taking anything, but it's happened with me, and I know it's happened with a lot of other people. Simply by the doctor keeping an eye on you and doing blood tests or whatever, they may actually tell you to decrease your medication. And the reason for that is ASEA is helping your cells uptake of the medication. So sometimes you're taking a lot of medication and your cells just are not functioning properly, and they're not taking up the medication that they need to take up for it to be working. So when you take ASEA, it actually helps your cells to do all of these things. So it does help your medication work better. It absolutely does not interfere or interact with any drug or treatment that you might be having. It doesn't matter what it is. These molecules are native to your body. You already have them inside of you, and you just need more of them. And they do not interfere or change anything to do with any drug at all or any type of treatment that you may be having. What they could do is help both of those things work better. It's not a bad substance for athletes, obviously. We have a couple of gold medal Olympic champions that take ASEA. We have quite a few ASEA athletes. They stand on the podium with a gold medal, and I can assure you it would have been picked up in a drug test if it was something that they shouldn't be taking. And you just cannot be allergic to it because your body is making it every second of every day. If you're worried about salt, because it does contain salt, there is less salt in a dose of ASEA than there is in a slice of white bread. So if you can eat a slice of bread, you can take ASEA. It can taste different to different people, and it can also taste different on different days depending what is going on in your life and what is going on in your body. It can have a slight chlorine taste due to the molecular makeup of the product. Most people say it tastes a bit like pure water. That's certainly what it tasted like to me at first. Now I don't have that taste at all unless I wake up feeling a little unwell and I'm just not on top of my game, and I take my ASEA in the morning and I think, oh, that's interesting, that tastes a bit stronger today. Very interesting how it works. Your body really knows what to do with ASEA. And it can be refrigerated if you don't like the taste. Some people don't think it tastes like anything, and it's very, very personal thing, but generally people think it has a slight taste like pure water. So results. Very, very important with results that you are looking at timing. We didn't get in the state we're in today overnight, and we're not going to get out of it overnight. Less than 1% of people will see a difference very quickly. In fact, some people see it instantly, but like I said, that is a very, very minute amount of people. Most people will see a change in 90 days, some within a few weeks, and some people it can take even longer. If you've had an issue for a very long time, then it's likely to take longer for ASEA to be helping your body deal with that issue. We need you to commit to at least 3 months. If you don't commit to at least 3 months, please don't start in the first place, because it's not fair to the person who's introduced you to this amazing product, and it's not fair to the product itself if you don't give it at least 3 months, because some people will not see a difference until close to 3 months. If you take it for a month and you say this isn't doing anything for me, one, you are very, very wrong, because ASEA is doing something for you from the very first mouthful. It's scientifically proven that is absolutely the case. It's just that you haven't noticed it yet. So please commit to 3 months or don't start. How much ASEA should I take? Every case of ASEA includes a 60 ml plastic measuring cup. The maintenance dose is 60 ml twice a day. take it a little bit before or after food. The molecules in ASEA are very, very tiny, and they don't actually get into your system through digestion. They actually get into your system through your water pathways and your tissue. So the way we take it is we put it in our mouth and we swirl it around our mouth for a few seconds before we swallow it. That's giving it the best way to uptake it into your tissues in your mouth, because your mouth is full of that type of tissue. But generally, it's not by digestion that this product gets into your system. It's actually taken up through the tissue, and very, very fast. There are trillions of molecules in a dose, and they are very, very tiny. If you have a specific concern, please talk to the people who invited you to learn about ASEA. They will get an answer for you if they don't know how to answer it themselves. ASEA will absolutely help you create the optimal preventative environment in your body, and I think that's something that a lot of people overlook when it comes to ASEA. It'll help your body at the most foundational level, your cells. It'll help your body fight any battles that may be raging somewhere that you don't even know about yet. It'll help you feel better, sleep better, look better, add years to your life and life to your years. And my favourite saying when it comes to ASEA, of course, is may you never know what you are preventing. And of course, it would be very remiss of me not to talk about the breakthrough that this opportunity creates, because breakthroughs create great opportunity. Imagine having the single greatest breakthrough in wellness, anti-aging, athletics, and skincare in your hands, and not having any competition or any copycats. This product is highly protected, highly patented, and no one else has it, and no one else will be able to have it for a very long time. That creates a huge opportunity. And the other opportunity is less than 1% of the population know about this yet, including your doctor. It's not taught in medical schools. There are very few doctors that know about redox signaling molecules, though recently there have been more and more saying, yes, I do know about that. But that is very recent. So we have products that are high impact and very, very high integrity. And this is from our recent convention, and it shows you from the inception of the company in 2009, its growth is quite amazing. And what has happened over in, from 2000 and halfway through 2017 through up to where we are now, this curve is really starting to go. So this is a once in history timing for this company. So you have to realise that all companies start with different phases. They start with the innovation phase first. Then they go through the introduction to the market. It's only then that they start going through their growth stage and mature. And ASEA is right here, right now. It is in the pre-momentum, post-risk stage. So we are just starting our momentum, and all the risk has already been taken. All the safety studies have been done. All the science is in place. There is no risk whatsoever. But the growth ahead for us is huge. So where do you see yourself? As a consumer, fantastic. Please get back to the person who invited you to listen to this tonight and get started on the product. But please, please, please make sure you commit to at least 3 months. Go and auto ship, make sure it gets to you 3 months in a row before you decide whether you wish to continue to take it or not. And I guarantee if you give it 3 months, you will not want to stop. Would you like a part-time business? Most people that start sharing ASEA with people start as a very part-time business. And, it's a simple business. And you can earn $500 to $1,000 a month. You can earn $500 to $1,000 a week doing this part-time. And of course, you can always move on to being a full-time builder. And yes, you can earn $10,000 a week and well beyond if you chose to do this full-time and you were prepared to put in the effort. There is just so much to do with this company yet. There is so many people to share this product with. The world is your oyster. And there is absolutely nothing like making a living while making a difference. And I feel that that is exactly what I am doing, sharing ASEA. I am definitely making a difference in people's lives. So for more information, please get back to the person who invited you to this presentation. And I am just going to stop my recording